How you doing? Joe Casaro here with professional PGA instructor and course manager at the beautiful Eagle Lakes Country Club in Naples, Florida, USA. Justin Roundtree, thank you so much for being here today. And I just wanted to get your opinion as a professional and an expert at golf on the new product, the wind reader for golfers. What do you think of the wind? How important is it to you to be able to see it?
One of the most important things about the wind is the wind can turn a really good shot into a mediocre or a bad shot. But rarely does the wind turn a bad shot into a good one,
Yeah.
So it's really important to know what the wind's doing. Every time we're hitting into a green, we have different factors, but the most important thing, even besides the lie, would be the wind. Trying to figure out how fast is it howling? Which direction is it going, right? That's probably the biggest thing, is just figuring out, is it quartering? Is it left to right?
Being off 10, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, I mean, that makes a difference.
Yeah, especially the further you are from the hole. The more the ball's in the air, the longer the wind's going to affect it. There's a lot of difference between the effect into you, left to right, or quartering. Sometimes it's difficult to tell by just throwing up a piece of grass or just going by how it feels. We're trying to look at the waves or look at the leaves. There's things like that, but it would be nice to have something where we can get more of a definite confirmation of which way that wind's going.
The wind, I can notice it having an effect on my game in some shots. When I thought the wind was doing what I thought it was doing, I would feel the wind. And then I started using the wind reader and I was like, wow, that's actually, I'm off 30, 45 degrees. What do you think about how it works? And do you think it would give you an advantage on the golf course?
No doubt. With one little poof of that, it shows you exactly where the wind's going. And, it also lets you know there's no doubt, because it shows you, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times when we're out there playing golf, it's more of an educated guess. That kind of gives a lot of clarity to which way it's going and even how fast it's moving, really. If we're out there playing golf and I had that thing, boom, I know exactly. And it makes it a lot quicker, too. The decision a lot quicker.
When you were playing with it, you found it easy to use?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially you put it right there in the cart, put it on your bag.
With this guy.
It's not like real big. It's not messy. Talk about to my students about cart management. Like, hey, if you're riding in a cart, do you have everything you need? You got your towels, you got distance device, things like that. Now people have radios, they got speakers. Well, what about something that'll actually help your score? What about, hey, wind reader, get out of the cart, poof. And that's what we did, and it worked beautifully.
I tried other things, and I hunted. They have a product like this for hunting, so I brought that out. That didn't work. I got frustrated. I mean, it looks just like a regular simple bottle with some dust in there. It took about a year for me to get this perfect, and I actually did go to manufacturers and they had engineers. We kept trying and testing everything. This tip, there's a reason for that. You see exactly what's in there as opposed to the hunting products that I've used. It's the same amount of powder, if not a little more than some of them, for about the cost of 2 golf balls and half or a third of what you're going to pay for a golfing glove, which we throw out all the time. You can actually see the wind. When you actually see it, you could program it in your head. It just makes you feel like you could see what it's going to actually do to the ball.
Yeah, visualization is a big part of our pre-shot routine in golf. We're trying to visualize the curve and the flight of the ball. And when you can see, you're basically seeing the wind instead of just feeling it when you're using the wind reader, and that helps you add to your visualization. Like I said, it gives more clarity, takes a lot of the guesswork out. Golf's not a game of perfect, but we're trying to get it as close to it as we can when we're out there playing. That's another little factor of the wind. Not only which way is it going, but how fast is it moving, and you can tell by how fast it's going.
I've become obsessed. Justin coached me, by no means a pro, but even as bad as I am to a professional and an expert, you can see the advantages, and it's definitely worth having in your bag. Not like you need it for every shot. I have friends that they do, and they're obsessed with it. And then me, I'll use it about 10 times on the course. It also helps when I can't really tell because it's not that windy. So even a little bit of wind can affect your balls.
Oh, no doubt. You figure this, when you're out there playing golf, you got different factors that we look at before we swing the club. First one's the lie, how's the ball setting? Then it's distance. Then we're looking at pin location. But ultimately, one of the biggest factors on any shot is the wind. And it's because it can make you change from an 8-iron to a 6-iron. And when you go from like an 8-iron to a 6-iron, your proximity of hole is going to change as well. Golf's a game where as it gets closer, it's supposed to be a little easier, right? As the club is shorter, the game's supposed to be easier to swing. So when you're hitting into the wind and you're having to add clubs, it's going to make your shot dispersion more. So anytime that I can be more clear on, we got 150, but I can see with the wind reader, it's coming right into us at about 15 miles an hour. I know that I'm having to hit, a little 170 shot. And if I would have pulled the 160, and hit it good, then that would have put me 15 feet short, which if the pin's up front, that could be in a bunker. Say you're out there playing, you give, oh man, I need to aim a little right. Hey, you got water on the left over there. You hit you a good shot up there and it pulls it to the left. So this will let you visualize like, oh man, I need to hang it out to the right a little bit. So it's good.
I see some funny devices. I've talked to caddies out here in some of these golf courses. I had them when we were golfing at a friend's club. I broke this out. The guy was using his phone, and I'm like, but how does that really? And they saw this, and they're like, dude, like, give me cases.
The caddies, normally what they're going to do is check the wind direction in the mornings before their groups tee off, and they got a general idea. But what happens when we're playing golf is we're basically going every different way. You're going, east to west, south to north, north to south, west to east, and even diagonals in that, right? So you really don't know. And there's all kinds of tools out there to help you, like read greens and give your yardages and things like that. And obviously with me teaching, but there's really never been anything to help you give you wind clarity, like, hey, how fast it going, which way is it moving, something that's simple that you can buy in Pro Shop. That right there will fit nicely on the Pro Shop counter.
They'll be everywhere shortly.